Hi, it's Michael from LogicHop. In this video, we're going to take a look at our Gravity Form add-on. And this is a really cool new integration that allows us to use Gravity Form data in LogicHop for use in conditions and also to display content on the page. So you'll see here, I'm working in two different browsers. This is Safari, and I'm also working in Chrome. The reason I have two browsers open is as I'm editing the site, I'm going to be logged in as an admin user. And then in Safari, I'm logged out, so I'll just be visiting the site like any old visitor coming to the site, so I can really see it as a separate experience. You'll notice I have just a few fields for my form, first name, age, and favorite color. And if I come into my Gravity Forms form editor, you'll see that I have these as well. Now what the LogicHop Gravity Forms add-on does is it adds a new setting option, LogicHop, and this just has two values. So with the form data, you can have it be disabled for LogicHop, and this is the default, or you can enable it in LogicHop. Now this means all of this data is going to be available within LogicHop. I'm going to go ahead and click Update, and then I'm going to come back to my form editor. Now another thing that we have for individual fields, you'll see each field, and this is by default, has a field label. This name, or this field label value, is going to be the variable name for LogicHop, so you'll be able to reference it using this name. One thing that you can do is you can use the advanced admin field label option to give a custom field label name, which in that will override the default field label to become your variable name. So if you wanted to have a different variable for this field in LogicHop. Another option that you'll see is the ability to disable individual fields data from use in LogicHop. So that would be if you had some sensitive information or something that you didn't want to have available in LogicHop, you would just select this for each of the fields. I'm going to uncheck this so that data is available. And one thing I do want to say about the LogicHop data is that this data is never stored in LogicHop. It's always stored in your WordPress instance within Gravity Forms. So LogicHop will make a reference to the data, but LogicHop never has access to your form data. I'm going to go ahead and click Update here. And before we do this, I'm going to go back to the editor, and we want to take a look and see that we have the shortcode here. But let's add a couple of LogicHop conditions. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to add a new condition. And I'm just going to give this a simple name. Has the user completed the form? And you'll see I have a new option, if Gravity Forms form submitted. Select my form, and I'm going to use the option has been submitted, and then you also have the option not submitted. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and that gives me a new condition, which is if the user has completed the form. And let me go ahead and create another condition as well. So I'm going to call this favorite color as blue. I'm going to select this to be is case insensitive, so that will be if the Gravity Forms field value favorite color is blue. And that way I have both of these here. Now I'm going to come back to my page, and I'm going to go ahead and reload this so these conditions are now available. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select this form, and I'm going to say if else, and the condition is going to be has the user completed the form. And I'm going to go ahead and insert this. And I'm just going to go ahead and put these on a new line so it's a little easier to see. And in LogicHop, we can simply just replace this content from our logic tags. So if the user has completed the form, we can display one set of content. And if the user has not completed the form, we want to go ahead and display that form. So in here, I'm going to say, and then I also want to go ahead and add a logic tag for data. So I'm going to click this. And for my data here, I'm going to go ahead and select that. And for my variable, I'm going to grab Gravity Forms data. And then this is going to be first name. And you'll see that I do need to match the case, so that's why I went back and made that uppercase. So first, and then our spaces are going to be replaced by underscores, and that's coming from that field label. And I'm just going to insert this here. And then before this, I'm going to write hello, and we'll go ahead and give us our first name. So I want to go ahead and click Update here. And now I want to come in and I want to go ahead and complete this form. So I'm going to write first name, Michael, my age, I'm just going to say I'm 21 because that would be nice, and my favorite color, I'm going to select this to be blue. I'm going to go ahead and submit the form, and what it did is it actually reloaded the page. I was not using Ajax for my form submission, but what you'll notice is that on the page reload, now that the form has been completed, it doesn't show that form anymore. Now it actually just says, hello, Michael. And the reason for that is that that condition has now been met. The user has completed the form, and it can say, hello, Michael. Now, another thing that's super cool with this is I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL, and then I'm going to quit the browser. Quitting the browser effectively ends this session, and it allows me to come back and visit the site anew. And when I come back to visit the site again, this is where the magic happens. Logic Hop allows you to remember that the data is stored and look that data up automatically on the fly from your WordPress Gravity Forms data and display that on the site. Now let's go ahead and make this a little bit more robust. Let's say, hello, Michael. And let's add my favorite color. Back to the data. I'm going to select Gravity Forms here, and I'm going to just replace this field with favorite color. I'm going to go ahead and insert that variable and go ahead and click Update. And let's reload this. Hello, Michael, your favorite color is blue. Well, this is pretty cool and very powerful, so I'm sure you can start to see how you could use this in all different kinds of ways on your site. Now let's take a look at another component here, and I'm just going to get to a new line, and I'm going to add another condition, and this is if favorite color is blue, and I'm going to insert this conditional logic. And this is just an if statement here that we're asking that question, if the favorite color is blue, and I'm going to just add another H2 tag, you love blue. I'm going to go ahead and update this, and then let's just reload this page again. And what we're seeing here is that you can really start to use this to personalize all different aspects of your page. Now another thing I want to do is I want to just go ahead and open up an incognito window and revisit this page. And this will allow us to view this as a totally unique session that's independent from the other browser window. I'm going to put in another first name and just pick a different color. I'm going to go ahead and click Submit, and the page reloads, and you'll see it says, hello Joe, your favorite color is green. And since the favorite color is blue condition is not met, you'll see that that content is not displayed on the page. So I hope this gives you a good overview of how the Gravity Form add-on for Logic Hop will allow you to display user data or use that user data to personalize any aspect of the website for new site visitors and for returning site visitors. Let us know if you have any questions, and be sure to check out the documentation for full details. Thanks for checking this out.